Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings as we enter episode 201 and we enter our third century of episodes. Exciting. This one's a bit of a life update, really, because I haven't done one for about a week or so, maybe even a couple of weeks. I honestly can't remember. Liz is still in hospital, but there was this big argument, not big argument, but basically nobody was prepared to take responsibility for supplying the oxygen, the suction machines and the nebulizers. So we want an oxygen machine and a nebulizer for at home, and we want a portable one of each so that I can take Liz out of the house and look after her when we're out and about shopping or whatever. Liz's GP said not his responsibility until she's home. And Liz's ENT doctor, who she is currently under at the hospital, said not his problem, full stop. I asked the hospital if they could loan us some equipment until we got home, and then the GP, realising that Liz is home, would have no choice but to order some. They said no, they don't have equipment to loan. I asked if they could buy some and charge it back to the NHS. They said no. So basically, we had this gap. How are we going to get Liz home without the equipment? We can't get Liz home without the equipment. We can't get the equipment until Liz is home. This is a definitive catch-22 situation, right? Anyway, I had a phone call, I think it was Thursday, Friday, basically from a nurse who was on this Teams call that we were on a couple of weeks ago, basically saying that she's fed up with this and she's just ordered it. She just ordered the equipment. She's ordered a portable oxygen machine, an oxygen machine for at home, and a nebulizer for at home. She didn't mention a portable nebulizer. That has been talked about before, but it wasn't explicitly on her list. I don't want to bugger things up, and I will buy one if necessary, but basically that's what's happening. So that stuff should be with me within 7 days. I then chased up the CHC lady, and a care agency is visiting Liz tomorrow, Monday. Today is Sunday, the 8th of December, 2024. They are visiting tomorrow. And let's assume all these things happen and we get the oxygen delivered and the rest of the medication delivered and all the equipment delivered. Liz could come home next Monday, which is the 16th of December, or possibly Tuesday the 17th. Monday the 16th is exactly 1 year since Liz went into hospital. So that would seem to be a fitting day for her to come home. But obviously I'm not holding my breath because we've been in this situation before. And I'm sorry if this swaying is annoying you, by the way, because the camera's tracking my face, but I quite like swaying in my chair. So if it's making you queasy, just close your eyes. Anyway, so yeah, we possibly have some light at the end of the tunnel. So far, I haven't even been aware it was a tunnel. I just thought it was a void of eternal black. I visited Liz today. I did her dressing, changed the water in her rig tube, gave her a suction. This weekend we've had a storm, the fourth storm of this winter season, Storm Dara. Yesterday we had winds of 57 kilometres an hour, and my back fence is going like this, especially the area where I reinforced it. Getting a bit fed up with these storms. It's like every week, can't put the bins out because there's a storm, you know. I had loads of debris in my back garden. So yesterday I had some wood in the front garden where I've had loads of work done this year. Some wood I need to get rid of. That was blowing everywhere. So yesterday I cleared the back garden, moved the wood in the front garden, did the cat litter, vacuumed the house, swept the floors, fed the putty tats, fed Anthony. More about Anthony in a minute. Finished wrapping Christmas presents because I've been doing that for the last couple of weekends. Delivered sent a parcel, did the house shopping, filled up with petrol, did loads of stuff basically. Had a very productive day. Yes, Anthony is with me at the moment. Liz's mum, Irene, is on holiday. She flew out to Lanzarote a week ago, a week tomorrow. So she's coming back this Thursday. So Anthony is with me. So Mondays and Tuesdays, I drop him off at the hospital for work experience at about 10 minutes to 9, and he meets up with his carer slash chaperone, and he gets a minibus off to Winchester Hospital, where he's working as a porter, delivering stuff to different wards. About 2 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, I pick him up. Wednesday, he's at home. Thursday, I take him to college for about 9 and pick him up at about 4, although this week I picked him up early because they had to finish early because of staff sickness. And then Friday, he's at home with me again. So I'm looking after him, got to keep him alive. As I say, for the most part of the last year, he's been living with his grandma, and I haven't had to worry too much about him so that I can concentrate on, keeping my job, that kind of thing. But yeah, he's here at the moment, so it's okay. Yeah, so that's the Liz news. That's my news. That's the Storm news. That's Anthony news. What else have I been doing? Yes, I'd like to talk about a couple of games that I've been playing. Now, firstly, I had to go and buy this Empire of the Ants. Now, here's a little story. When I was a child, sort of 9, 10, 11, 12, I was a little sod. We lived in a house in the countryside, and I used to dig up ant nests and pour boiling water over them and dig out their egg chambers and literally destroy them. There was one particular little area of grass behind some trees in our garden that never grew back of grass again. I literally exterminated. I was a little sod. I really was. In my mind, there was a war between the ants and the spiders. And the ants were using wood lice as tanks, and were using flies as fighter craft, fly fighters they were called. And the spiders I think they had beetles on their side as their tanks. And they had wasps and bees. Bee bombers and wasps were like interceptors. And this was in my mind. I even wrote a short story on this kind of topic some years ago, maybe about 20 years ago now. Anyway, yes, in fact, over 20 years ago, 25 years ago, actually. It was a chapter. It was part of a novel I was writing. And eventually I just turned it into a short story about ants fighting for a bit of patio. Anyway, so I was a little sod and I used to exterminate ants. Anyway, and then there was a film, Phase 4, which was about intelligent ants that took over humans. And yeah, anyway, bought Empire of the Ants. Empire of the Ants, this is on PS5. This is the Steelbook edition. And inside here, we get a soundtrack, an official art book as a free download, and there are some art cards in here. Now, in the game Empire of the Ants, you are a particular ant that can use sort of pheromones to control other ants. You're like a sort of commander ant. You're not like the one in charge, but you're not like the queen, but you're like a commander ant, if you like. And you can order ants around, and you kind of wake up after a winter and you find out that basically you live in this giant ant hill, and the rest of the ants are slowly waking up, but you've got to kind of re-establish your federation's borders. They literally call it an ant federation, right? And turns out the termites are already awake. That's not good news. And you have a few skirmishes with them, etc., etc. And you have to kind of like breed like armies of like workers, and you get these ants who can fire kind of missiles, and you get ants that can big. They got massive heads. They're like your fighting ants. And I got to say that this is kind of a review. There's two parts to this. So firstly, this game looks absolutely astounding. It is photorealistic, and I don't say that lightly. The textures, the graphics, the atmosphere, it's absolutely amazing. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It is fantastic. The gameplay, essentially you can control sort of legions of ants, and you can kind of build up defenses and stuff. It's not quite what I was expecting. I was kind of hoping for like a base building sort of thing, where you can kind of construct underground chambers and kind of specify what they're used for and kind of build up your base, that kind of thing. There are bits where you go underground to talk to people, but these are like dialogue scenes. There isn't really any building of that nature. You can kind of build defences around nests outside, but it's mainly about moving your troops around, and it's not quite what I expected, but it does look amazing. And anyway, I've kind of stopped playing it for now because I was slightly disappointed with the gameplay, but maybe I haven't played it enough, and I will be going back to it at some point. So anyway, that's Empire of the Ants, right? The other game that I've been playing, I bought last week, and that is the new Lego game. Now, this is Lego Horizon Adventures.
I got you right where I want you.
Aloy!
Ah!
In the far future, there are no TVs, just beautiful and totally not boring nature everywhere. Oh, and giant robot dinosaurs, of course. But you're not here to listen to me. This is a game, not an audiobook.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Bricks are gonna fly! Kapow!
Time for a paddling.
Yeah!
This is gonna hurt.
Power hit!
Up I go! How do you like this? Boom! You sure it's dead?
Whoa, looking good!
Stretch your stuff. Let's dance.
I've got fabulous taste!
goes on top. Yeah, no, that's it, that's it.
Always leave a place better than you found it. Drop that beat, Silence!
Cool new stuff.
Whoa!
Let's join Aloy as she embarks on an epic adventure.
Now, if you don't know, Horizon, there's a series of games under the Horizon banner. The first game was Horizon Zero Dawn, and you play as a character called Aloy, although she's not made of Lego in that game. And essentially it's set in the future, and it's after a world apocalypse. And when I say world apocalypse, like literally everything that was alive has died. spoiler alert, there was this corporation that created a series of robots that could be used to fight mankind's battles for them. And there are several different models of robots, but the central one, the one that produces all the other robots, can ingest biomatter. And they can't switch it off. And basically, one of these units goes kind of haywire and starts devouring all life on the planet, producing all these other robots to fight for it. And essentially, the humanity kind of builds a giant vault, which the robot can't penetrate, and that's how life is going to get reseeded. Essentially, humanity has to accept that all life on Earth is going to be wiped out, and all they can do is hold the robots until these kind of vaults are built, and then eventually the robots will run out of power and will effectively shut down, and then the Earth can be rebuilt. And the Earth is rebuilt using more robots who can, reseed the Earth, clean away radioactive and chemical damage to the planet, and then they can gradually reintroduce humanity, etc., etc. Now, the first game, Horizon Zero Dawn, kind of explains that, and basically there's a rogue algorithm, a rogue computer, and rogue robots that you have to defeat. There's a follow-up, Horizon Forbidden West, which I have only really started playing. I haven't played much since Liz went into hospital, to be honest with you. I finished Zero Dawn. And then there's Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is a VR game. And that came out with the PlayStation VR 2. And that was really the first game I had that made me go back and get the other ones. A few years ago, Lego released a Horizon Zero Dawn Lego set featuring one of these robots and an Aloy minifig. Now they've got a game. Now, essentially, this is a Lego-fied version of the first game of Zero Dawn, albeit things are kind of explicitly told to you rather than you having to sort of investigate them. And obviously it's got its typical humorous Lego slant. And I'm enjoying it a lot. I've played it a few hours last weekend when I bought it. I played a few hours yesterday when I bought it. I'm trying not to burn myself out, but also I've got so much other stuff to do. But yeah, it's fun. There are supposedly secret areas that you can find, but so far I haven't had any trouble finding them. And I'm wondering if these levels are replayable at any point. So basically you have like a central hub, which is the Nora village. And essentially Nora comes from NORAD, by the way, because their religion centers around a mountain where All Mother lives, and All Mother's is an AI, and it's the old NORAD base. Anyway, Nora. You have this hub, and as you sort of do a series of missions, you unlock new bits of the village, and you can build new buildings and kind of fill out this hub and then go and investigate new areas. And I've only done a couple of those so far, so I don't know whether I can go back and replay these levels, and if there's other stuff to find, I don't know. But it's fun. It looks amazing. I'm told on the PS5 Pro it looks astonishing. I don't have a PS5 Pro. I just have a regular PS5, but it looks pretty damn good on that even so. So that's another game that I've been playing. What else have I been up to? Working. Keeping the house spick and span. And generally suffering massive mood swings. So, the usual kind of stuff. Anyway, that's my life update. Thank you very much for watching. Episode 201, and we enter our 3rd century of episodes. Please, if you've enjoyed this episode, and even if you haven't enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that kind of stuff. Please come back for more. I try and keep the episodes varied. This is a channel that's kind of all about me and my interests, which I'm hoping intersect with a lot of other people's. Until next time, I will see you and have a very, very nice day. Bye bye.